Hi everyone, Brenna Kantner here from Nexus Youth and Family Services, bringing you a video on how to set effective goals. If you've watched any of the other videos that we've posted on YouTube, I've talked a lot about habits and routines and maintaining those routines or creating new ones to help establish a sense of normalcy. So habits and routines help our well-being every day. They can make us feel healthy, they can make us feel safe, they provide a sense of normalcy, and goals, which is our big topic today, help us build routines and habits that work. Okay, so here's why it's helpful and important to create goals. So research shows that goals help create a sense of purpose and meaning. They help us move forward towards something. They give us structure and schedules and routine, and they boost our self-esteem and the positive feelings that we have about ourselves and our self-efficacy, which means that we believe that our actions matter and that we have a meaningful place in the world. Without a doubt, what is going on in the world is very scary and hard and challenging for people in a lot of different ways. One big one is just life disruptions. So whether you have kids that are doing distance learning or homeschooling, whether you have been laid off, whether you are telecommuting, we have a lot of disruptions in our life right now. Definitely not the way we would normally live our lives, which is creating a lot of powerlessness, uncertainty, fear, anxiety, worry, frustration. Any of those feelings are normal and natural to feel when our world is the way that it is right now. And when I'm talking about routines, you might say that the routines that you had established before aren't helpful anymore because they don't work in the current circumstances, or you don't have access to them in the ways that you used to, with having to stay at home. Okay, so just as a quick reminder, you can use this time to create and work towards whatever feels meaningful for you, whatever feels good for you. This is a very self-motivated process, and you can include or exclude what other people suggest, including myself. This is really just meant to add a tool into your toolbox of how to set goals, and hopefully you find it helpful for yourself and your friends and your family. Along with that reminder, just keep in mind to meet yourself where you are in your current circumstances. Setting goals during uncertain times adds a whole nother dynamic. So right now you could choose to set goals for yourself while you are doing shelter in place. You can use it for bigger goals, for just life in general, but meet yourself where you are in your current circumstances, and that means with what you're feeling, with what you're experiencing personally. Think about how you can use what has worked well for you in the past. So for example, if you used to work out in the mornings before work, get up and work out in the morning still, and you can do that differently, but use what worked for you before. You don't have to do it all at once, and focus on empowering yourself as a person to make decisions and feel like you are living a life that's aligned with who and where you want to be. So specifically defined, a goal is the object of a person's effort or ambition. It's a desired result or benefit in their life. There are multiple layers to goals, which we are going to talk about today. We might say that our goal is to complete a specific activity or task, but if you look deeper, there are probably layers to why you want to complete that specific goal. So in order to determine what your goal is, you ask the 4 questions. If someone states their goal as, I want to lose weight, then you're going to ask, why? Why do you want to lose the weight? And they might say something like, because I want to feel better about myself, want to feel more confident, something like that. Your second question is, what will the benefits of it be? And They might say something like, I wouldn't be so self-conscious, or I would feel better in my clothes. Next question you're going to ask is, how would your life be different? And someone might respond, I feel more comfortable around people. I would feel more comfortable if I lost some weight. And then the last question is, if you accomplish this, what will you be able to do in your life that you can't or aren't doing right now? And the answer might be, I'll be able to meet new people and therefore make new friends. So that's the actual goal, is that you want to make new friends. And the steps that you would take in there, you might identify that losing weight is one of them, because then you would feel more confident and therefore be able to put yourself out there to make new friends. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so next, we are looking at goals using the impact criteria. You may have heard of SMART goals or something similar to that, but I really liked this model. So, does it impact the quality of your life? Is it measurable in terms of knowing if the goal has been accomplished? Is it positively stated as something new you want to do in your life? Is it achievable in my present situation with my current abilities? Does it call forth actions that you can take on a regular basis to create a new healthy habit? And is it time limited in terms of when you want to begin and when you will accomplish your new goal? So if you take the goal from the previous slide, I want to lose weight, you can use this criteria to restate your goal. So it might look something like, in order to make new friends, I will lose weight so I will feel better about myself, go out more often, meet new people, and I will accomplish this over a 6-month period. Okay, so creating an action plan. So your action plan should answer the following questions. What will I do? How much will I do? How often will I do it? And when will I do it? So in the example goal that we've been using of losing weight, we would identify a specific action that you can take each day or week to accomplish your goals. So what will I do? I'm going to go for a walk. How much will I do? I'm going to walk 1 mile. How often will I do it? I'm going to do it 3 times a week. And when will I do it? I'm going to do it in the mornings, because that's when I know I can fit it in based on my schedule. Just an example, right? And so the actions might vary from week to week, dependent on the progress that you're making towards the goal. So little habits have a big impact. So you'll notice that I initially said, what will I do? I'm going to walk. How much will I do? I'm going to walk 1 mile. How often will I do it? I'm going to do it 3 times a week. And when will I do it? Morning. These can be fluid goals, and they should change if you're making progress. So how much you're going to do. So if I think I can walk more, I'm going to walk 2 miles. Or maybe I'm really successful the first week, so I'm going to increase it, that I'm going to walk 2 miles 3 days a week. Or maybe I'm going to stick with 1 mile, but I'm going to do it 4 days a week. So you can kind of change and mess with the how much will I do and how often will I do it pieces of your action plan. So learning to create an action plan that helps you reach your goal is crucial to your success. The actions have to be things that you can do on a regular basis that fit into your life, so you can be successful, because it's partly creating a new habit and routine. So once you create the plan, how are you going to implement it? Continuing success increases self-confidence and the desire to then set and accomplish more goals. So you have to decide how confident you are that you can achieve your weekly plan that you've set up. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident, 10 being the most confident, how confident are you that you can achieve your goal? It should be at least a 7. And if you're not feeling confident, what can you do to increase your confidence? So we can go back to the previous slide of how often and how much. So if you say that you're going to walk 5 miles 5 days a week, I know for me, my confidence would not be very high with that. And so it has to be something that's really doable for you. So that how often, how much, those are things that you can play with to get your confidence back up. And start small. If you really feel like you can only do one walk a week and do 1 mile, do it. And if you do that successfully for 1 week and you felt good doing it, you'll be more likely to continue and maybe increase it the next week, or maybe you're going to say, I want to stick with it 1 more week and then increase it. You have to be confident that you can set your goal and reach your goal. And creating a plan is really important and changes your mindset from I can't to I can. So here's some more ideas just written out for you. If your confidence scale is below a 7, some steps you can take. Lessen the actions. How often, how much? Identifying and adjusting barriers. If you are noticing you're having a hard time getting up in the morning and completing your action before you start your day, maybe it's that you walk on your lunch break from work, or you walk after work or after dinner, or while dinner is cooking, and you kind of set a time limit, something like that. And the last thing that you could do is maybe increasing the support that you need to succeed. So I love accountability, so I'm always more likely to go follow through with something if I have some support. So if I'm gonna get up and go for a walk every morning, maybe you can ask your neighbor to go walk with you. Maybe they have a similar goal. Maybe the big goal isn't the same, but maybe the losing weight part is, and maybe they can be a support to you. So you could ask a friend or a family member to just check in and say, how was your walk today? Ask someone to come with you, maybe join a group on Facebook that might be supportive, something like that. But soliciting some support is always helpful. So a big part of your action plan, it's so important to do that and write it out, because it helps you keep track of your progress. So by writing out your plan with specifics, you can keep track of how well you followed it. You can check off or write down each action step that you accomplish and decide whether or not it's working for you. You can always readjust. It has to work for you. It has to be part of setting new goals and plans and actions that are reasonable and that you are able to take. So measuring your success with your plan will help realize when you've achieved your goal as well. Healthy routines. Setting and achieving goals that are important to us require change. And regardless of how positive change can be, it can be really hard. It can be really hard to create new habits. It can be really hard to manage anxiety about the change, things like that. Change is difficult, but a lot of times worth it. So using those small goals, small action steps that lead to success along the way leads to you achieving more meaningful, bigger goals. The ability to produce meaningful changes in our lives in and of itself promotes health, self-esteem, and a more positive worldview. It changes the way you look at the world around you. So self-compassion is so important to have during the process of goal setting and creating new habits and routines. Self-compassion makes us happier, more optimistic, less stressed, more resilient. There are 3 components to self-compassion. It's about being kind to yourself. So self-kindness, it's about recognizing that you might be stressed or struggling and giving yourself some empathy, recognizing common humanity. We all have this shared human experience that people all struggle, people all have challenges in their lives. And being mindful, just being open to the reality of where you're at and meeting yourself there, acknowledging suffering, stress, anxiety, worry, and being nice to yourself about it, no judgment. Self-compassion leads to a more healthy and happy life, and it's a source of strength and resiliency. So be kind to yourself. It's really, really important to give yourself grace, especially while you are working towards achieving something new and a new goal. Right, everyone. So that's it. That's how you set effective goals. I really hope you found this helpful. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let us know how we're doing, how we can support you. If there's a topic or idea that could be helpful for you, let us know. I'm happy to do some research and put it out there for you. So take care and stay safe and stay healthy, and hope to see you soon.